The cafeteria was alive with noise, chatter, laughter, the occasional clang of a tray hitting linoleum. But in the center of that ordinary chaos stood a moment so sharp, so brutal, that time itself seemed to halt. A red splash of juice painted her crisp white shirt like a wound, and for a second, everything went silent. Amelia just stood there, eyes wide, lips parted, holding her tray mid-air. The juice dripped slowly, like humiliation sliding down her chest. And across the table, Serena smirked, still holding the now empty cup, her gang of girls laughing behind her like a pack of wolves. That was the first day Amelia knew what it meant to be truly alone. Amelia had transferred to West Ridge High just 2 weeks earlier. Her family had moved after her dad's accident. He was paralyzed from the waist down and couldn't continue his construction job. Her mother worked double shifts at a diner, and Amelia, once bubbly, once confident, now carried the quiet weight of survival in her eyes. New school, new people, no friends. She was used to eating alone. But Serena, the queen bee of the school, flawless makeup, perfect grades, and venom-tipped sarcasm, had decided Amelia was a threat. Maybe because Amelia had corrected the chemistry teacher on her second day. Maybe because Jason, the quiet guy who usually avoided everyone, had smiled at Amelia once. Whatever the reason, Serena had chosen her. And when Serena chose you, you didn't walk away clean. That juice incident wasn't the end, it was the beginning. Day after day, Serena and her crew found new ways to crush Amelia's spirit. A kick-me note stuck to her back. Snide jokes muttered loud enough for her to hear. Her homework mysteriously missing from her locker. Her shoes taken during gym and hidden in the boys' bathroom. But Amelia didn't fight back. Not at first. Instead, she cried at home. She cried in silence, in the bathroom, behind locked doors. And then she would dry her face, help her dad get into bed, and pretend everything was fine for her mom's sake. Each day, she folded her pain smaller, tighter, like origami blades hidden in her chest. Until one day, something cracked. It was during a group project in English class. The teacher had randomly assigned groups. Amelia found herself partnered with Jason, the boy Serena always kept in her orbit, and Serena herself. The tension was ice cold. While Jason seemed uncomfortable, Serena was ruthless. She ignored Amelia's ideas, erased her notes, and even made a joke about how people like Amelia didn't belong in AP classes. Amelia snapped her notebook shut. "Enough," she said, her voice trembling but firm. "I'm not stupid. I'm not weak. And you don't get to treat me like I'm nothing." Jason looked stunned. Even Serena froze, just for a second. That moment, that one tiny spark, was the first time Amelia chose herself over fear. That night, Amelia did something bold. She started a blog. Anonymous. Honest. Raw. She wrote about bullying. About silence. About being invisible. She poured everything into it. And it resonated. By the end of the week, the blog had hundreds of followers, students, survivors, even teachers. She never named Serena. Never told anyone it was her. She didn't have to. And that's when the school began to shift. Other students started sharing their stories. A boy in the art club wrote about being laughed at for painting flowers. A girl on the soccer team admitted she was bullied for being too masculine. One by one, the quiet voices rose. Amelia, behind her screen, cried reading them. But Serena noticed. And she wasn't used to losing control. One afternoon, as Amelia walked past the science lab, Serena cornered her alone. "You think you're a hero?" she hissed. "Everyone knows it's you." Amelia met her eyes. "I never said it was. But if you feel guilty, that's on you." Serena's face twisted. "Careful. You don't know who you're messing with. Amelia tilted her head. Neither do you. The final straw came a week later. Amelia arrived at school to find her blog posts printed out, dozens of them, taped to the lockers, the walls, the stairwells. Someone had circled passages in red ink, mocking them, calling her dramatic, weak, pathetic. Students stood in silence, reading. Some laughed nervously. Some looked down. Amelia froze. Her chest burned. She wanted to run. But then, from across the hallway, Jason walked up. He peeled down one of the papers, read it, and taped it back, this time with a sticky note over it. "You're stronger than all of us," the note said. And others followed. One by one, students started covering the pages with their own notes of support. "You helped me speak up. Thank you. You matter." By the end of the day, every mocking message was buried in kindness. And Serena was no longer untouchable. The next day, Amelia walked into the cafeteria. Chin high, back straight. Serena approached, her smile brittle. But before she could speak, a boy from her own group stepped forward. Ryan, usually silent, whispered something to her. She paled. And then, burst into tears. Right there. In the middle of the lunchroom. She ran, bumping into chairs, knocking over a tray, and disappeared into the hallway. Rumors flew. Some said she locked herself in the janitor's closet. Others claimed she ended up crying in a trash can, curled up, finally feeling what she made others feel for years. Amelia didn't smile. She didn't laugh. She didn't celebrate. Because that wasn't the win. The real victory came weeks later. Serena didn't return to her throne. She kept to herself. Quiet. Changed. And one afternoon, after school, Amelia found a note in her locker. Handwritten. "I'm sorry. I didn't know how to deal with my own pain, so I gave it to you. You didn't deserve any of it. I don't expect forgiveness. But I needed to say it." It wasn't signed. But Amelia knew. She folded the note and put it in her pocket. Months passed. The school had changed. The silence had broken. Amelia's blog became a school-wide movement. Students created a support club. Teachers held workshops. The culture of fear shifted toward one of empathy. And Amelia? She kept writing. Not out of pain anymore, but out of power. Because she had learned the most important truth. Sometimes, the strongest voices are born from the deepest wounds. And sometimes, the ones who are pushed into the dark are the very ones who light the way for others. End. Inspiring message. Even when you're invisible, even when you're hurting, your voice matters. Kindness is louder than cruelty. And courage isn't the absence of fear, it's standing anyway, even when your shirt is soaked in juice and your heart is breaking. Keep standing.